Hello everybody and welcome to this little, I guess technically it's a stream, but it's also a video. And technically I'm calling this like the first ever AceCast, because I'm going to completely be rebranding this channel. And to start it off, I'm like, basically, like I said before, I've always said this before, is that this channel is games or content that I want to do. So one of the things I've always wanted to do is talk about anime, because I've always been super passionate about anime. So this is like a perfect opportunity, because this is live. I get to talk to you guys who are watching live, and of course in the comments down below, let me know what your thoughts are on the matter. Did you think that Dragon Ball Super, if the ending was good or not? Of course, in the background we'll be playing some good old DBZ Fighter Z, because it only makes sense. So let's get a matching, of course. 1 second. Let's do blue. I think blue Dabu Diba Dubai. It's pretty good. But anyway, so obviously to anybody who has not watched Dragon Ball Super, spoilers. So I'm actually, you know what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a text thing here. What does this say? Spoilers. Spoiler warning if you haven't watched DB Super. Then we're gonna put that up because I don't want to spoil anybody. But it's gonna be like a podcast. I might get other people to join in. For instance, like all of my closest friends are, you know, nerds like me, so it's actually pretty good because then I can get them in there, get them in here, and we can talk about what we think about certain endings, etc. Let's do okay. There we go. So now you should see. Bam, 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 bam. There we go. That looks good. Save changes. Up. Okay. Whoa. Spoiler warning if you haven't watched DB Super. I'll keep that there. Okay. So to recap, like I said, spoilers if you haven't watched it. Exit the stream. So essentially the ending was, everybody was expecting it to be a little bit more complicated than it ended up being, which is a little discouraging. Just to recap, it ended up with Android 17, Frieza, and Goku versus just Jiren. And of course you guys know how that turned out. Goku lost his Ultra Instinct, and he ended up just using the power of trust and friendship with Frieza and overpowered Jiren, who was already very weak. So they knocked him off, and Android 17 was the last one standing to fight, or not the last one to fight anybody, but to make the wish. So already, what we were expecting was Jiren to be knocked off, and it's a little disappointing because, so okay, I guess to start it off, okay, I'm not paying that much attention to the game, but to start off, I think the ending was a little bit too cliche, and I think they could have done a little bit better with it. I think they shouldn't have been too afraid to try doing something a little bit more interesting. Because I think Android 17 making that sacrifice, they made it all like super edgy, like, you know, like, oh my god, he died for us, and, you know, we thought he sacrificed himself, but in the end it just felt like less like a sacrifice at all, which is disappointing because I think that would have made him as a character even more interesting. But instead he's just like, yeah, I lived that giant explosion somehow, why not? So that was a little bit disappointing that Android, not to say that I wanted him to die, but I think his sacrifice was just in vain. Oh, but yeah, for Android 17's wish, he brought back all the universes, of course. And I don't know, I think yeah, just the sacrifice for Android 17 was a big bummer. And I feel like with Frieza, they should have made him more of an evil character, because I don't know, basically the entire time when he was fighting Jiren, he was just sort of like a joke. He just got destroyed, and then whenever he had the chance to overpower him because he had an unfair advantage, he would obviously like rub it in his face and it'd be like, okay, all right, buddy. So yeah, it's just there's a lot of things they should have done differently, and I think that would have made it more of a more of a good ending. They basically were just like, let's just make this the ending that will please everybody. And that's fine. That's totally fine. But like I said, I don't know. But let me see. The chat saying, Jonathan says, anyone realize Frieza is technically stronger than Goku because Frieza never trained that close to Goku? Yeah, they made that argument, but then again, I don't know. It's hard to say, right? I think the ending to Super... So Justin says, I think the ending to Super was on point. It had me sitting on the edge of my seat. Would I change anything? No, because the 3v1 was that of the dream to me. Frieza and Goku together was just amazing. I feel like Dragon Ball does this a lot where a character is like super evil and then suddenly like they're like friends. It's just like with Vegeta, Piccolo, they're like, yeah, you killed like an entire planet. We're bros now. It's cool. It's fine. But I don't know. It's interesting, right? But I think the ending was satisfactory. Was it amazing? I'm gonna put that as the ending was a solid 7 out of 10, maybe 6.5. 7 out of 10. I'm easy to please, but like I said, there's just so many. The episodes were so long and drawn out that some of them, like some of the sacrifices that Android 17 had made, those were like that was like 3 episodes, and then it was just like, yeah, just throw that all away. Just throw that all away. But I don't know. Like I said in the chat right now, let me know one thing that you guys would have changed to make the ending a little bit more satisfactory. For me, I think Android 17 should have actually died. And of course they revive him, obviously. But I think that would have been a little bit more, you know, meaningful. Instead of just being like, yeah, I survived. It's all good, man. And I think one thing to make it even more cool is having Vegeta and Goku fuse together. I think that would have been very satisfying. Ow. Ow. And another thing is like, I will say power leveling in in Dragon Ball Super is very messed up. But I don't really care that much about the power leveling and like that stuff. It's not too big of a deal to me. Someone said, I think Goku should have beat Jiren with Ultra Instinct. I think that would have been satisfying too, but I don't know. Dragon Ball has like a bad rap of like buffing characters, but like even if they do buff them, it's not enough. Like when Vegeta first got Super Saiyan, it didn't kill Cell. Super Saiyan 3 against Fat Boo didn't like help. It didn't really fight. But yeah, a big thing I agree with Nebo is I was really hoping for Frieza to betray Goku, and then there would have been like some conflict there. And yeah, don't even get me started about like the side characters like Krillin and Tien. They were just completely weak, and it's like super disappointing. All right. Like Tien was like just like a joke the entire time. Die. But like Krillin, Piccolo was okay. Krillin and Tien were just useless. Some of the characters though were really good. Like Master Roshi had an amazing episode. It was very helpful to the team. But I feel like if this is actually the last episode of Dragon Ball Forever, I feel like they should have given each character some more, like the equal amount of love. Like Master Roshi, just his arc like was just way more worth than Tien and Krillin, who have been around Dragon Balls as long as Master Roshi. I don't know. Ricardo in my chat says, what I actually expected was Gohan to get a transformation and to both androids to fuse. You see, they had so many different things they could have done to make the thing fresh. So, like, giving Gohan Ultra Instinct or giving him, I'm having a Super Saiyan God Blue. I don't know. What would you rate the last fight between Goku and Jiren? Like, that fight between Goku and Jiren was amazing. That was like what they should have left it as, and I think that could have been a very satisfying ending if, you know, it ended with just them, and maybe that would have been a better ending. Say Frieza dies and they both fight so hard that they both get knocked out. It's a tie, and then the gods are like, whatever, everybody's alive. But yeah, Krillin was awful. It was just like, yeah, because he had one episode where he's like, hey, I did a thing, and then completely useless. Literally like 2 episodes later. And he just dies in like the worst way possible too. It's just embarrassing. It was like honestly just embarrassing. Which is whatever. That's neither here nor there. We want to talk about, you know, in the end, I think the ending was satisfactory. Was it a 10 out of 10? It was not.
Get ready for battle.
But yeah, I don't know. Yeah. I feel like maybe the reason they made the decision was that Ultra Instinct was too overpowered. And that's why they were like, okay, we're going to nerf it right before the end. And then, you know, that was why.
What the hell was that?
Ow. 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 Yeah, Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta would have been amazing. Although, apparently, technically, I don't know if this is true. Let me know in the chat or the comments. But Gogeta is apparently not canon. I don't know if that's true, though. Super Saiyan Blue Vegito is a thing. But, like, I feel like them doing that would have made this too easy. Like, they're like, yeah, that would have... I can see why they didn't add it. But it's just like one of those things like, alright, I guess, sure, why not? Ow. Ow. Yeah, I feel like they did definitely rush the end of the anime, which is fine. Okay. Oh. Oh god. Oh god. Yeah. Some people are saying it's not canon. Yeah, I think it's non-canon. Because Dragon Ball GT is, for those of you guys who didn't know, it is non-canon. So Super Saiyan 4 is not a thing. It doesn't exist. Oh. like reading the chat and not even paying attention. Ah, oh god. Oh god. That's fine.
Now, start begging for your life. Not that I'll listen.
But yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say, right? I think I feel like the reason they did not add in the fusions was because that they would be way too overpowered. And that's why. And that's why they made it so just Goku was overpowered with Ultra Instinct. Did someone say Super Saiyan 5? That's some like DeviantArt and stuff. Like Jesus. Definitely not Super Saiyan 5. Yeah. Gogeta, yeah, Gogeta is really cool. Although I'm sad to hear that it's non-canon, which makes me sad. No. Yes. Game over. What do you think about the new Dragon Ball Super movie trailer? I actually liked it a lot. I actually really liked it. But Kale and Khalifa did it. Yeah, I know, but that's because their universe was super weak because Hit lost. So that's like they had nobody left, and that's why. It only makes sense. It honestly disappoints me as well that I feel like they should have just added in Go Tanks instead of having like TN. I feel like there was some development there that they could have had, because honestly, Go Tanks as a character is way more cool than, you know, than TN, and maybe even Trunks. Getting future Trunks instead of Krillin would have been amazing. I don't know. I feel like it makes too much sense. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about just the ending itself. The ending itself, though, I honestly, I think, all in all, to summarize, the ending was good. It was satisfying for everybody. It's just that they did not venture towards a little bit of a more riskier approach, which is fine. I can see why, you know, they didn't want to do anything too risky because this is like the end of their series. They didn't want to upset too many people. So I understand why they did that, which is totally fine, like I said. But anyways, I'm going to end off this little podcast here, guys. If you guys did enjoy, obviously make sure you hit the like button and subscribe if you're new. Like I said, I want to do more of these where we talk about. So, like, in the comments, let me know of some questions, or let me know your thoughts of Dragon Ball Super's ending. I'd love to hear it. This is a little bit of a late stream, but so next time I do this, I'll probably do a little bit earlier. But thank you guys for talking to me, and I'll see you guys next time, and goodbye.